Hello, students. How are you all? Hope you are safe at home. Student, today we will going to learn GK unit number 27 and our topic is Do you know the right words? So now let's learn about our topic. Vineyard. So, Vineyard. Vineyard. So, here we can see a photograph of grapes. So, a farm of grapes is called a vineyard or a plantation of grape. So it's called vineyard, are grown in vineyards. So a vineyard is a plantation of grapes bearing vines and grown mainly for wine making, but also raising table grapes and non-alcoholic grapes juice. So, a vineyard is a plantation of grape, brings wines grown mainly for wine making, but also raising tables, grapes, and non-alcoholic grapes juice. So the science practice and study of vineyards production is known as a viticulture. So vineyard is a place where grapes are grown. So, children, you all are understand vineyard is a plantation of grapes being bring of vines are grown mainly for wine making, but also raises table grapes and non-alcoholic grapes juice. So, the science, practice, and study of vineyard production is known as viticulture. So, now we are going to learn our next slide, and it's a nursery. So, what is a nursery? Nursery, nursery. So, here we can see a photograph of plant nursery. So, a young plant are cared for in a nursery. So, nursery is a place where plants are grown for a transplanting for use as a stock for a bidding and uh, grafting or for sale. So commercial nurseries produce and distributes woody and herbaceous plants including the ornamental trees, shrubs and bulb crop. So nursery is a place where small plants are grown and commercial nursery produce and distributes woody and herbaceous plants including the ornamental trees and shrubs and bulb crops. So, nursery is the place where plants are grown for a transplanting for use as a stock for a bedding and grafting for a sale. So, children, you all are understand that nursery is a place where small plants are kept. So now next leaf. So a leaf. What is a leaf and what is the leaf do? So a leaf leaf can be simple and they are made of a single leaf blend connected by a petiole to the string. And a oak leaf is an example. A compound leaf is a leaf made up of separate leaf flats and attached by a petioles to stems like a plum leaf. And so here we can find there are two types of leaves: a simple leaf and compound leaf. So compound leaf are look like that, and simple leaves is look like that. So a leaves make a food. So it's a leaf work, that leaf make a food. And plants of plants, so the leaves use a light from the sun, carbon dioxide from the air, and water taken in by the roots to make a food for the plants. So roots work, or uh, leaf make a food. So the leaves use light from the sun and carbon dioxide from the air, and the water taken by the roots to make a food for a plant. So children, here we can see the carbon dioxide and the water. So leaf use light from the sun to make carbon dioxide, and air water taken by the roots to make a food for a plant. So here roots, leaf and the stream. So mostly the leaf work is make a food. So children, you all are understand what is a leaf work. We learn that two types of leaves, simple leaf and compound leaf. So leaves can be simple. They are made of a single leaf blend connected by a petiole to the stream, and an oak leaf is an example. So compound leaf is a leaf that made up a separate leaf flats and attached by a petiole to the stem like a palm leaf. So, children, you all are understand about leaf. So now we are going to learn our next slide, and it's the fruits. So how to plant make fruit. So here we can see fruits. So when uh, flowers grow into fruit. So when a grain of pollen reaches a stigma, it creates a pollen tube for a sperm to journey down the style of fertilize the ovule. Fertilized ovule become a seeds, and fertilization is a death of flower. So as the petals drop off wither at the this point, and overly starts to enlarged and ripen into what we know as a fruit. So when a grain of pollen reaches the stigma and creates a pollen tube for the sperma to journey down the style and fertilize the ovule, and fertilized ovules become a seeds, and fertilization is the death of the flower. And as the petals drop off wither at the point, and the ovary starts to enlarge and ripen into the we know as a fruit. So flowers grow into fruit. So here we can see flowers that flowers grow into fruits. So these all are flowers grow into fruits. So parts of the flowers or flowers are important in producing seeds. While flowers can be different, there are some parts that there are found in many flowers. Some flowers can be small and dull, looking like a tiny leaves. For example, plump or a prominence, the while others can be quite conspicuous as a single flowers or a bunches of flowers. So flowers, parts of flowers is important in a production of seeds and fruits. So some plants, some flowers can be different, and there are some plants that are found in many flowers. So some small and dull, looking like a tiny leaves. So flowers needs to be scattered away from the mother plant. So here we can find the seeds, different types of seeds. So displaced of seeds is acclimatized by against like animals, birds, human beings, air, water, and explosion. So dispels of seeds, these seeds needs to be scattered away from the mother plant. So children, you all are understand that leaf or flowers grow into fruits. So now we are going to learn a next slide, and it's tea and coffee cultivation. So where it cultivation. So here we can see tea garden or coffee garden. So what is the tea garden? Or a tea garden is a place to grow your favorite herbs for a tea and much more. So it's a plantation. Plantation. We call it's a plantation. Plantation where the tea and coffee are cultivated on a plantation. So what is the tea garden? So a tea garden is a place to grow your favorite herbs for a tea or a much more. And tea herbs are visually appealing and delightfully fragrance, and even birds and butterflies delights in the seeds and nectars that plants produce. So tea and coffee are cultivation on plantation. Tea herbs are visually appealing and the delightful fragrance. Even birds and butterfly delights in the seeds and nectars that the plants produce. So, children, you all are understand that tea and coffee garden where we cultivated on a plantation. So now we are going to learn a next slide, and it's a cactus. So here we can see a photograph of cactus. So cactus grown in the desert. We find that cactus grown in a desert, and cactus are unevenly distributed. It's the largest concentrations is found around a latitude of 30 degrees north and 30 degrees south of equator, and South Africa and subtropical North and South Africa house the highest number of species, and as well as being a densely populated. So, a cactus grown in the desert. So, we find the cactus grown in a desert and unevenly distributed. Its largest concentration is found around latitude of 30 degrees north and 30 degrees south of equator. So children, you all are understand that cactus we found in a desert. So now next, and it's a soil. So plants get water from the soil. So here we can see a photograph of plant. So plants get water. Here we can see a plants get water from a soil. So these are a soil, and plants get water from a soil. So when plenty of water is available in the soil, so plants will absorb water through its roots, and these water will be used by the plants or released through transpiration by often stomata in the leaves, and photosynthesis will also occur normally with CO2 and oxygen being absorbed and released through the open stomata. So, plants get water from soil, and when a plenty of water is available in the soil, plants will absorb water through its roots. So here we find that plants get water from soil, and it's used by roots, and this water will be used by the plants or released through the transpiration by often stromata in the leaves, and photosynthesis will also occur normally with CO2 and oxygen being absorbed and released through the often stromata. So, parts of plants, here we find that roots hold the plants and the soils and take it water and nutrients from the soil. So, here we find that roots hold the plants in the soil and take in the water nutrients from the soil. So here we find that roots, then stem and leaves. So parts of plants, that roots also hold the plant and in the soil and take in water and nutrients from the soil. So children, you all are understand about plants, where the plants get water from. So now next it's plants. So plants help to make the air clean. So it's a true sentence that plants or trees is uh, help to make the air clean. So plants and trees clean our water, soil and air, making our environment a safer and healthier place to live. So trees remove harmful pollution. Trees remove harmful pollution from the atmosphere, and including the carbon dioxide, ozone, nitrogen dioxide, and fine particulate matter. So plants and trees clean our water, soil, and air. So, plants and trees are most important things in the earth that clean our atmosphere and also air and water and soil. So plants are the most important part to cleaning the atmosphere. So children, you all are understand about the plants help to make the air clean. So now we are going to learn next slide, and this is our plants are important to us. So here we can see photograph of plants. So plants is important, and we if we didn't have a plants, trees would die, and we would not be able to breathe as they give us oxygen. So imagine that when our plants are not, so we are also cannot live. We all depends on plants, because plants are important to us. Plants give us all the things. We can breathe. It depends on the plants and trees. So children, you all are understand that plants are important to us, and if we didn't have plants, so trees would die, so and we would not be able to breathe, and as they give us oxygen. So in a world, in a earth, most important is a plant. So children, you all are understand about plants. So now we are going to learn a next slide, and it's a leap year. So leap year has how many days in the month of February? So in the month of February, in the leap year, 29 days. So 30 days have a September, April, June and November, and all the rest of have 31. except for February along, which has 28 days clear and 29 days in a leap year. So in a leap year, February has a 29 days. So children, you all are understand that leap year in a February 29 days, and when not a leap year, it's a 28 days. So, you all understand about this lecture. So, now we are going to learn a next slide, and it's a cauliflower. So, what is cauliflower? Cauliflower, cauliflower. So, what is cauliflower? So, here we can see a photograph of cauliflower. So, cauliflower is a kind of vegetable. Is a cauliflower is a one of several vegetable in the species of Brassica or Olraxia in the genus Brassica, which is one the Brassicaris family. It is an annual. So cauliflower is a one kind of vegetable, and we can see it's white in a color and everywhere leaves. So children, you all are understand about cauliflower. So in today's lecture we learn about different types of things, and it's all about plants and nature. So firstly we learn that vineyard. So what is vineyard? So when grapes are grown in a vineyard, we call a vineyard. Then nursery. So young plants are cared from in a nursery. In a nursery, young plants are kept. Then leaf. So a leaf make a food. Leaf make a food. Then fruit. So flowers grown into fruits. So here we find that flowers grown into fruits, and then some flowers are important to producing a seeds. And then plantation. So tea and coffee are cultivated on plantation. Here we can see a plantation of tea and coffee garden. Then cactus. So where the cactus grown? So cactus grown in the desert. Then we learn soil. So plants get wet water from a soil. So here we can find a photograph of a plants, and plants get water from a soil. Then a parts of the plants. So here also find that roots are hold to plants in the soil and take water and nutrients from the soil. Then plants. So plants help to make the air clean, our environment clean. So plants are most important, and we cannot live without plants because they give us to oxygen. And then we learn in a February leap year has 29 days in a month of February. Then cauliflower. So what is cauliflower? So a cauliflower is a one kind of vegetable. So children, in today's lecture we learn about the different types of plants and about nature. So now we are going to learn exercise on it. So children, you all are write this exercise with me. Unit number 27. Do you know the right words? So the tick correct words in the following sentence. First, grapes or mangoes are grown in a vineyard. So where is grown in the vineyard? Yes, it's a grapes. So grapes grown in vineyard. Very good. So children, you all are right with me. This exercise number 2. Young plants are cared for in the nursery or classroom. So where the young plants are cared. So it's a nursery. In a nursery, young plants are cared. Okay, now number 3, a leaf make a food or absorb water. So what we the leaf do? So leaf make a food. Leaf makes food. Very good, children. Okay, now number 4, flowers grown into fruits or buds. So flowers grown into fruits. And now number 5, tea and coffee are cultivated on. So where the tea and coffee cultivated, it's a plantation. So plantation in tea and coffee are cultivated. Okay, now number 6, the cactus grown in the desert or forest. So where the cactus grown? So cactus grows in a desert. We find in a desert cactus are grown because cactus don't need water. Okay, now number 7, plants get water from air or soil. So where the plants get water? So it's a soil. In a soil, plants get water. Okay, now number 8, plants help to make the air clean or dirty. Plants help to make the air clean. Very good. So air clean. Plants help to make the air clean, and we all depends on a plants and trees. Okay, now number 9, a leap year has a 28 or 29 days in the month of February. So in a month of February, 29 days in a leap year. Okay, you all are understand? Very good. So now number 10 and last, the cauliflower is a kind of vegetable or fruit. So here we can find a photograph of cauliflower, and you all see this cauliflower. So it's a vegetable. So the cauliflower is a kind of vegetable. Okay, very good. So you all enjoy. I hope you all are learn and enjoy this lecture. So students, I will see you next time. And also students, don't forget to wash your hand regularly, eat healthy food, stay home and stay safe. Okay, bye bye students.